The ghost now takes Scrooge to his present life, but forward to Christmas Day. They first visit the Cratchits. Bob and his very ill son, Tiny Tim, have just arrived home. Tiny Tim had a little crutch and an iron frame. "Why, where's our Martha?" cried Bob Cratchit, looking round. "Not coming," said Mrs. Cratchit. "Not coming?" said Bob. "On Christmas Day?" Martha didn't like to disappoint her father, even as a joke. She rushed out from behind the closet door and ran into his arms. The two young Cratchits took Tiny Tim to see the Christmas pudding. "And how did little Tim behave?" asked Mrs. Cratchit, when Bob had hugged his daughter.
"Very well," said Bob. "I think he is growing stronger."
Tiny Tim returned, his little crutch banging against the floor. His brother and sister took him to his stool before the fire. Then the two young Cratchits went to get the goose. They soon returned with a tiny bird. All the family helped prepare Christmas dinner. Bob sat beside Tiny Tim. At last the dishes were ready. A murmur of delight arose all around the table. "There never was a goose like this one," said Bob, as they ate every last crumb of the food before them. Then it was time for Mrs. Cratchit to serve the Christmas pudding. "Oh, what a wonderful pudding!" Bob Cratchit said to his wife. "The best you have ever made." Everybody had something nice to say about it. After dinner, all the Cratchit family gathered in a half circle around the fire. Bob proposed a toast. "A Merry Christmas to all of us, my dears. God bless us." "God bless us," cried all the family. "God bless us, every one," said Tiny Tim, the last of all. He sat very close to his father's side upon his little stool. Bob held his little hand in his. He loved the child and wished to keep him by his side. He dreaded what the future might bring.
"Spirit," said Scrooge,
"tell me if Tiny Tim will live." "I see a vacant seat in the corner," replied the ghost, "and a crutch without an owner. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die." "No, no," said Scrooge. Mr. Cratchit now proposed a final toast. "Mr. Scrooge," said Bob. "Mr. Scrooge, indeed," cried Mrs. Cratchit, her face going red. "I wish I had him here. I'd tell him—" "My dear," said Bob, "not in front of the children. Mr. Scrooge is a hard, unfeeling man. You know he is, Robert." "My dear," said Bob, "it's Christmas Day." "I'll drink his health for your sake," said Mrs. Cratchit, "not for his." The children drank the toast after her. Tiny Tim drank it last of all. Scrooge was the monster of the family. The mention of his name cast a dark shadow, but this passed, and soon they were 10 times merrier than before.